Once again, we here. Y'all already know what it is, who it is.
What up, what up?
It's your boy Maurese, a.k.a. The People's Source.
Kenneth King over here to the little half over night, depending on which way you're looking at it tonight.
Okay, Frankie Fabre. That's all I'm going to give him.
What is your man doing?
That's your cousin.
Guess so.
Oh, man.
Yo, we doing some good things, fellas. I'm gonna always do this. I want to say I appreciate y'all, man, for doing this shit with me, man. I really do. We're trying to spark a movement right now, and hopefully everyone is tuning in. Hopefully everyone is enjoying what they're hearing and watching, because goddamn it, I enjoy sitting here doing this. So I'm hoping you guys are enjoying my presence as well, and my two bros with me. Today I feel like we got a good one for y'all. We touching a little bit on what defines a good versus a bad cop. Obviously, I'm sure you guys have an opinion on what a good cop is, what a bad cop, is. We have our opinions. We just want to get into that a little bit today to kind of spark some, not controversy, but just spark opinion and spark conversation. So, that being said, Frankie.
Yeah.
Why didn't it go first?
What do you think is a good cop? Like, what do you think is the makeup of a good cop?
Well, I think first and foremost, I'll never negate the fact that a good cop is someone who upholds the law, number one. Number two, I would say a good cop is someone who, despite the badge and the outfit, the outfit.
The outfit.
The outfit.
It's called a uniform.
I call it an outfit.
I'm not going to the club.
Besides the badge and the costume.
Hey, it's an outfit.
I'm going to work.
Hey, it's a work outfit. Someone who just is human, right? That doesn't allow their position to take away from the humanity of which they came from.
Right.
Being able to still operate in a level of empathy and understanding, be a person who is upholding the law, who understands that life happens, things that we go through and circumstances that the people that they're serving and protecting go through, and being able to operate along the lines of upholding the law. Mm-hmm. Not losing sight of you're here to serve and protect. That's what a good cop is. Bottom line, a good cop is a cop who can serve and protect the people. That's first and foremost.
Real quick, and it just came to mind as you're giving your definition of what a good cop is. I think some people, not some, there's a very good percentage of cops that have been told they get judged and they get their scores or their ratings based off enforcing, making arrests and writing tickets. I know specifically, I had a lieutenant say to me, the reason why I changed your overall score for your, I guess, I don't know what the fuck this shit is, my performance grade on, my activity, was because there wasn't enough activity. And what he meant by that is not enough arrests, not enough tickets. You're a law enforcer, so go enforce. And when he said that shit to me, I said, yo, this is the fucking problem. It's how the job is being pushed on you, how you're being told to go police. The system is fucked up. But you're right, because fact of the matter is, you have a decision to make. You can either embrace the system, or you can do like I did and say, I'm coming in here with a lot of zeros because I'm not moving like that. And ultimately, you get looked at a certain way, like, well, what's with this cop? Like, he don't know what he here for.
Right.
I know what I'm here for. Do you know what you here for? Because we obviously aren't on the same page. So I think a lot of that is it's conflict between, if I don't go out here and do what obviously he said he's gonna grade me on, then ultimately I get low scores, and now I'm trying to move around within the department. And it's like, well, you're not going anywhere.
Right. I think bottom line is not losing sight of you're here to serve and protect. Mm-hmm. Who? The people. That's me.
Absolutely.
That's Kenneth. And
that's me.
I don't need their fucking protection.
Right. No doubt.
You know what I mean? That's me.
Right. But
let me fend for myself.
I would.
But I think that's.
I'm sorry, Frank. I'm over him already today.
Yeah. No. He can go sit over there.
Get your shit together.
But I ain't even had my turn yet. Shit.
But for me, I think that that's what, if I was to say now, breaking down to sum it up, and I'm being redundant just to kind of clarify, a good cop is one who's here to serve and protect the people.
Right.
And like you said, from what it
Best of his
sounds
ability.
like, right, to the best of their ability. They're human too. They make mistakes. I can't count that out. But enforcing the law and serving and protecting can sometimes dilute each other.
Mm-hmm. Enforcing the law is just one aspect of being a cop.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? What you think? What do you think is I don't even want to really know his answer, but I have to ask.
Right.
So let's
Well, since you asked,
what do you think, Kenneth, is the makeup of a good cop?
I think the opposite. Like, I don't think, we touched on this before in the previous episode. I don't particularly care about a good police officer being human. I actually think with some aspects to their personality, a good police officer should be looked at something much, much higher, like a heightened, almost like you have you guys seen Luke Cage and Jessica Jones on Netflix, Marvel? Okay, just me.
They should be superheroes.
No, that's not what I was saying. So Iron Man, Thor, you guys know who they are.
Yes.
Okay, they're superheroes.
Right.
Luke Cage, Daredevil, Jessica Jones.
Okay. Yeah.
They're like lower level superheroes, like almost like sub superheroes. They have heightened abilities, but they ain't Thor, right? I feel like cops should float somewhere in that area. And I'll explain to you exactly what I mean. Chris Rock joked about this in his most recent special. He talked about some jobs, everyone has to be perfect. It's just the way it is. Pilots, surgeons, there's no room for error. Tattoo artists, there's no room for error. I believe in surgeons, tattoo artists, and pilots, they're human too. So when everyone says, oh, cops are just human. No. With respect to their training and development, they need to uphold the highest level of standards for themselves and those around them. You need to look at a cop and view a cop like, wow, that's a hero.
You something special.
You're something special. That's something I could be like. It's almost like seeing your teacher outside of school. Like, wow, oh my God, I feel so cool. Like, you should feel warm in a cop's presence, not afraid. Cops should be able and willing to perform duties and do things that the regular person can't do. That's what makes them cops.
Like save cats from trees.
Yeah, it's like this motherfucker.
You said,
don't pay him no mind.
Did you say? I was scared of his fucking answer. I should have been scared of yours.
You're talking about superheroes, man.
No, but no. I mean, it was probably a bad analogy, but I'm just saying, like, they have to be better in so many different ways than the average civilian. If you
right, no, I know what you mean.
They have to uphold themselves they have to have the highest level of ethics and morals, because why else do the job? And there's too many basic people. There's too many regular people being cops. And that's where the mistake, that there's so much, it's such a huge margin for error. Like, oh, well, I'm just human. No, like be better than that. Be better, because they're looking to you for hope. They're looking to you to be saved. Even if it is a scare tactic, they're looking for you to perform duties that the average person isn't equipped to do. Talk to any Navy SEAL. They're just different. They have certain skills and attributes that the average person doesn't have. Right. Every cop, and maybe I sound ignorant, maybe it's not possible, but that's my idea of what a good cop is. And I have met police officers that are in that vein, that always want to be a cop, respect and know the law, and are going to arrest you, not because they hate you, not because they don't want to arrest you in front of your daughter, because you broke the law.
And they just want to make sure the law is being followed.
And people like me who did offend need to understand this person is just doing a job. But that gets the truth and fiction get melded so much and lines get blurred so much. That's when you breed people like me who much ignorantly probably don't like cops, because I haven't seen that positive.
And that line gets blurred because of certain bad cops.
So and bad cops are the opposite to me. Bad cops are people who impose their will, the people who I feel like were bullied in high school, tormented, and now they have that badge and they can say things like, we don't have to follow the rules. Or I let people go all the time. That doesn't make you a good cop. That makes you a very lazy cop. You don't care about the law. You don't care about upholding the law. You just care about your paycheck and your pension. Most cops are like that. It's just the sad truth. Maybe they're good people. Who's to say? But That's not the kind of person that I'm hoping comes to a call when I inevitably will probably need help one day. I want the good cop to come help me. I don't want the cop that's gonna try to kick it with me, be cool with me. I want the cop that's gonna fucking save my life, because that's what the fuck they're there for. Bars. I'm here all week.
So good cop.
I mean, I would even add to that. So ultimately, just to, speak on what he said, is cops should be noble.
Yes.
Cops should be at that higher standard, which I also agree with completely, because it's their job to uphold the law. But I think another thing that when he was saying that, what annoys me are those cops that think that they're above the law.
Right. Oh my God.
Right? Like, let me turn on my sirens, run this red light. Yeah. And I mean, that's, I'm not saying you probably done that, but listen, but what I'm saying is, it's just, that's not a big deal, but it just shows, like, all right, I'm a cop. I don't have to follow the law either.
Well, there could be some reasons why.
Man, the reasons
Hoyt from Training Day, every cop should be like that. Every cop should be like that.
When we said there's reasons for that, I'm talking about blatantly. Like, they turn on the sirens.
Hoyt was tripping.
No, he wasn't. He wanted to be a cop. He wanted to be what they call a DA agent, to keep drugs. He didn't want to become what he hated his whole life. That's noble. It's rare, but those are the people who should be policing us. Those are the people who can change, who can make the change that we're talking about. The person that's not going to turn the other cheek, or, bro.
Let me tell you why Hoyt was tripping. Because he realized very quickly that something was wrong. He stuck around. But
he was in an impossible position.
Nigga, get out the car. I'm not with this shit.
I don't want to make this a review about Training Day.
That's a fact.
What I was saying was,
you mentioned it.
But he clearly had morals. He clearly had guidelines.
I'm fucking around. I know what you mean.
And I just want, if the people who are in charge of keeping us safe can't even have conversations within themselves to do the right thing, we're doomed.
Let me say this.
We're fucking doomed. I don't want to hear that I'm a human being shit. No shit. I didn't think you were a drug.
No, right.
I'll take iRobot any day of the week. They had all the I'm making too many movie references.
Let me say, let me say this. I truly believe that you have a lot of good cops out here.
Yeah, I agree.
I agree with that too.
I am a firm believer that I go to work, bro. I see this shit every day. You got some people doing some remarkable things out here, and they're doing it like Cuzzo said, solely because they just feel this is the right thing to do. I want to do this, and they're doing some remarkable things. And shout out to those cops that's doing that. Keep up the good work. Makeup of a good cop. You first and foremost, you get rid of all your preconceived notions towards anything, any person, any business, anything. Give up all preconceived notions. You go into this with a clear and open mind, because you're gonna encounter so many different people, some good, some bad. That's all to the definition of the person. But you're gonna encounter people sometimes at their worst moment, and at that moment, you have to recognize what your position is in that person's life at that moment. You are a complete stranger to that person, just like that person is a complete stranger to you. The trust factor comes from what you're wearing. The perception for what you wear says you are going to do the right thing by me. Cops have to understand really what that uniform brings to the table. So preconceived notions need to 100% be put to the side. When you go somewhere with a clear and an open mind, and you're willing to do more listening than talking, I recognize, bro, more people really just want to talk to you. They want to vent. They want to tell you what they're thinking, what they're feeling. And they want to know that you care about what they think and what they feel. Again, I didn't come up here on my own platform to lie. There's some shit that sometimes you go to and a person's talking to you and you're just like...
So you're saying a good cop is able to listen to those things?
A good cop is able to listen to anything and everything, regardless of what they personally feel about it. Yeah. They ultimately understand that they are there for that person, for what they're going through. Not to just, listen, I didn't ask you that. I just need the facts. sometimes a good cop is willing to just sit back, wait a while, and listen to
Get the facts straight. Yeah, I mean,
but listen,
I agree with that. Yeah.
Listen, sometimes people just want to talk, bro.
Listen intently.
That's it. Just listen. Stop talking so much and just listen. But I think sometimes we get caught up in the fact that I'm the cop. I'm the one who should be doing most of the talking. You should be the one listening. It's like I know it all and you don't. Opposed to sometimes just sitting back saying, hold on, let me give you an opportunity to speak. Sometimes I realize me and a person is we keep cutting each other off. So I stop. I says, listen, conversation generally works like this. One person speaks, the other person listens. After that person finishes, the next person now tries to make their point and you listen. I said, so here's what's going to happen. I'm going to actually stop. I'm going to listen. I'm going to let you speak. You let me know when you're done. So we're not going back and forth, cutting each other off. Therefore, this can run fluent because I can't do nothing for you. I should say I can't do nothing for you with both of us cutting each other off. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Now, this dialogue there. Okay, this cop is willing to sit back and listen. So first and foremost, I think that's the one thing that needs to be addressed. Just listen. You know what I mean? I don't know. The whole bad cop thing.
I think we all can agree abuse of power, like
100%, bro. Like it's like
abuse of power, misuse of power. I spent so long. You're the one that told me. I used to think it was like illegal, or at least frowned upon to like curse at a cop, talk to a cop, like because I think I saw a video of dude walking around New York telling cops to suck his dick. I'm like, well, he's obviously going to jail. That's not illegal.
Not illegal, bro.
But I always had that, like I would never talk to a cop like that ever. And the things that have been, I've not been said to me personally, but I've heard said to people is like way worse shit than that.
Right. Like
way worse shit than that. And it's just like,
I can't put my hands on you because you decide to say, yo, fuck you. Get the fuck away from me. All right.
I mean, a lot of cops probably will.
Well, I'm just saying, bad cop.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
I think we all agree on that.
You can't get so worked up by what a person says that you feel now it's necessary to put your hands on them. You know what I mean? So you got to be able to hold that type of shit. And that's what I tell people all the time. Yo, say whatever you want to me. Just make sure you understand that nothing here is about to get accomplished based off you cursing me out and doing all this other shit. Like I can't do anything for you when you're here.
So when a cop gets offended, what I see a lot of is them pull something out of the air that they can slap on you just so that way they can go ahead and put you in handcuffs.
Like what? Because there's not, the law is the law. You just can't say, well, I'm going to do this shit. Like, this is why I'm doing this because you're acting a fool right now. The law is the law.
Like infringing on, I don't know the proper terminology, infringing on like a crime scene.
Obstruction.
Okay.
Like that's
disorderly conduct.
I mean,
it depends. Again, I always say it, everything on this job is circumstantial. So,
well, if you're a pissed off cop because I just cussed you out, the circumstances on that.
Well, if you're cursing me out from across the street, you're not impeding on anything. It's like,
so my reference is the internet, right? In terms of there's more than enough videos out there that highlight what I just said, which means that that's just what's being filmed. That's just what's being seen. Imagine how many times it actually happens.
Right.
Probably a lot. Enough to say that we didn't capture all of it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
A lot of these things that we're dealing with now, even the fact that even this podcast is relevant is because of the police being exposed because of the internet.
Right. This was prior to me being a cop. Me and my man just left the corner store, swung around the block to go pick up my other boy from his crib. At this time, I didn't even have a car at this time. I think I was like 18, 19 or so. I was in my mother's whip. My man in my passenger seat. 2 cop cars. One came from the front, one came from the back. Gets out the car. What are you doing over here? I'm like, I live over here. Let me see your ID. Give him my ID. Sees my address. Obviously, I'm 2 blocks away. He's like, what's your man's name? I said, officer, all due respect, he's in the car with me. If you have questions for him, just reference all your questions for him. If it's for him, anything regarding me, I'll answer anything you want. Oh, you don't want to tell me your boy's name? Get out the car. Okay. Got out the car. My man got out the car. Start searching us. Search my mom's whip. I asked him, I said, officer, I'm just curious. What's all this for? No one did anything. I'm legally parked. I'm just waiting for my boy to come out his crib. What's all this for? He never answered me. What made it worse was his sergeant was right there with him. Sergeant never said anything. Looked at me and said, I'm doing my job. What's your job? I didn't do anything. You know what I'm saying? Like, you never gave me any reason for why all this is occurring.
Right.
Bad cop, in my opinion.
And that bad
You know what
cop.
I'm saying?
And that bad cop is everywhere.
And it was, and the problem was, I want to say it was maybe 5 or 6 of them out there. And not one person spoke to me. Yeah, one person did speak to me. You know what he said to me? I see you like Adidas. I had an Adidas track suit on. I see you like Adidas. I'm like, yo, bro, this is crazy. Like, I'm getting searched. My mom's car is getting searched.
So you're being illegally
like my man
is being detained. So you're being illegally detained.
They didn't handcuff me, so technically,
but if you would have tried to leave, you was getting handcuffed.
Right. So yes, I was being detained, even though I wasn't handcuffed. If I would have tried to walk away, they would have handcuffed me. So yes, they detained me, but they detained me without putting handcuffs on me. And for the life of me, I tried to come up with every reason for why this was happening. I couldn't find one. And the fact that they wouldn't even explain to me why that was happening just made the shit so much more of a traumatic experience. I'm like, there's 6 cops out here, one being a supervisor, a sergeant, and no one's telling me why this is happening.
Right, and that happens way too often. And so, if you being a police officer, ask me for my ID. Mm-hmm. Do I got to show you?
Yes. No.
Let him answer that question. If you're a cop and you come up to me,
why am I asking for your ID?
That's what I'm saying.
I don't have no reason.
You're asking me from what are you doing here? Simple question. What are you doing here?
Okay.
I live here. Let me see your ID. Illegal or legal? If I don't show you my identification,
you're legally in your grounds to tell me I don't have to show you my ID.
100%. So I legally don't have to show you my ID, and also I can say, are you detaining me or am I free to go?
Right.
And if you're not detaining me,
I see you later.
Right.
But they make up stories and then they'll say,
and that's my point.
Well, you fit the description of somebody.
Right. So if you say I fit the description of somebody that committed a crime
2 hours ago,
is that reasons to detain me? If I tell you know what, I don't want to tell you my name.
I hate this shit.
I don't want to tell you my name.
Answer the question.
Right. I don't want to tell you my and I'm not saying I don't know the answer, but I want to hear it straight from your mouth. Is here you're infringing upon me because I fit the description, and most likely it's because I'm a man of color in this area, and maybe some crime happened last week or something, and you guys are doing your job and investigating, etc.
Right.
And you get my attention. You're like, yo, what are you doing here? What's your name? Let me see your ID, blase, whatever, woo-woo. Do I got to give you any of that information?
If you're removing
without reasonable cause.
If you don't have to give it to me. If you're inputting that the whole you fit the description of a suspect pertaining to a robbery that occurred approximately 2 hours ago, and we just need to confirm that that's not you. If that's what they told you, obviously you wouldn't know if that's the truth or not.
Right. So legally
now, but they put something in play to make it legal.
But that's not legal. How's that legal?
It's not legal.
That's what I'm saying. That's not legal.
Because what you just said, it never happened. But the problem is you don't know it didn't happen.
Them saying those words make it illegal for you to not give your ID.
Now it's like I'm telling you.
It's just like saying
but I'm saying you have to give me reasonable cause. I didn't commit a crime. Did you see me commit a crime?
I didn't say you committed a crime.
So you're saying that I look like somebody that committed a crime.
I'm telling you that.
So legally I don't have to give him my ID. Legally I don't have to give you my name.
Let me tell you why. No, you do. Let me tell you why. One, I didn't say you committed the crime. I told you fit the description of a suspect who did commit a crime approximately 2 hours ago. What's the crime I gave of a robbery? So I'm here just to confirm that that's not you. Right now, description that I have, suspect wearing a hat, unknown color. So we're not even going to say brown. It's too much.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying?
Unknown color.
Suspect wearing a hat, unknown color, approximately between 5'7" to 5'9".
I'm 5'10".
Okay, well, shit, 5'9" is close enough to 5'10".
Right.
So it's like he's wearing a black sweater, unknown color.
And he's black.
Black male.
Because you say black male or white male?
Black male wearing black sweater, unknown color sweats. Last seen walking south on Herb Street. Boom. I'm not on Herb Street, but I may be 3 blocks from Herb Street. Let's say I'm on State Street now, which is approximately 3 blocks from Herb Street. I see you. Oh shit. Black male, unknown color hat, but he has a hat on. Black sweater, approximately between 5'7" and 5'9". Well, he's about 5'10", but whoever gave that description, they might not be accurate with the information. Unknown color sweats, but he is wearing sweats. let's see if it's him.
So, but I hear what you're saying. But did I commit a crime?
You're missing the point.
No, I'm not missing the point. What I'm doing is
you asked him in that scenario, does you have to give your ID? Yes, you do.
Yes,
in that
scenario you do, because I'm telling you.
You know why I'm laughing? Because that exact thing just happened to me. That's why it's so funny. I was driving my car. This when I had my Lincoln.
Tell you a story when you finish.
This when I had my Lincoln. I got pulled over by the police. Of course, they asked me to get out the car, and they were extremely aggressive. They ain't pull their guns. Told me to get out the car. I wrapped around. I said, "Why y'all? What's the problem? We'll explain it to you." They sat me down. They asked me questions. What's your ID? I didn't even ask him. I just gave it to him. So I sat there, and I was out there for about 30 minutes before they told me. He said, "You fit the description." He showed me the description. Dark color Lincoln, dark gray parka I had on my Canada Goose, and a red hat. So that's exactly what I was wearing.
So he wasn't bullshitting.
That was exactly what I was wearing. So I'm just like, and I just have to advocate for him. It does happen. I was in the vicinity of and it was an armed robbery. That's why they were so aggressive. They don't know if I got a gun.
Right.
Searched my car and everything. I called my mom and everything. I'm like, yo, they got me out here just in case. Show them my ID. Right. I didn't even think to say, because if you didn't do anything wrong, why wouldn't I show you my ID?
Right.
Search my car. I don't care.
Let me tell you some slick shit.
That's what happened. No, that really happened to me.
So NYPD, well, that particular unit has been dismantled, but apparently they're bringing it back. So unit called anti-crime. That unit main purpose is supposed to be out there searching for illegal guns on the street, doing whatever they do, drugs, guns, whatever. Just making sure that they're trying to maintain crime and keep it at its lowest as possible, quote unquote, whatever. I never forget, I'm inside the precinct and I hear the cops that's within that unit talking about how he looking up some shit too. Talking about how
he looking up some statutes.
Talking about how
Section 1, Column B.
Right. I don't know what you're looking for, but we'll talk about it when you find it.
Oh, we're gonna talk about it.
I got you.
Oh, so don't put us in overtime talking about it.
So I'm gonna make this shit quick then. They said one of the tactics that they use is just if they want to try to pursue a person, just ask that person to come here. Just tell him, come here. If he runs, I now have a reason to chase him. Why are you running? I said,
you scared me, motherfucker.
Right, all I said was, come. Yeah, I could have told you. Listen, I'm looking for address 8523. Bourbon Street. I'm asking for help from the public.
Get the fuck out of here.
Listen, you
got a whole bunch of GPS in your car.
I'm throwing some shit out. I'm trying to give a reason for why interaction would take place.
Yes.
He said, just tell him, come here. And I guarantee you, if he runs, now we have reason to chase. There's PC to chase. Probable cause being PC. So hold on. So I had this happen to me. No bullshit. Prior to me being a cop. And that's why when I heard it in the precinct, I said, oh shit. That happened to me. Two cops, unmarked, plain clothes, drove up. I was with my man. We was walking to his crib. Rolled down the window. He said, come here.
Like that. Come here.
Come here.
Come here, like, scoundrel.
The fuck? So I just walked right over to him. He was like, nah, that's not him. And he kept pushing. Now, could he really have been looking for a person that day? Yes. But the fact that I heard, now that I'm on the job, fast forward a couple years and I'm on the job and I heard that shit, I'm like, that's exactly what the fuck he probably was doing to me. He probably just wanted to see if I was going to take out running. Just so now he can say, well, now you put in some shit. He did fit the description of a suspect. We told him to come here and he took out running, which led us to believe that was him. So we pursued. We chased him. See what I'm saying? You create shit to try to, do ultimately what you want to do. But you need reason behind it.
I ran from the cops.
You got away?
Of course.
I didn't.
You didn't? Slow ass.
Yo, one time I knew a cop this was in a car. I knew they had spotted me. And I definitely did some citation for sure. But like, I knew they spotted me. I'm like, damn, they're going to pull me over. So we're in Chicago, so it's traffic. So I already skirt, made a right. And then I made another right, parked in the driveway, turned off my lights, and I just seen them. Ooh, just like,
I don't know if y'all know that Frankie Fabre is also Batman.
You lucky they ass didn't see you.
I hit the lights off.
He got the Batmobile. It's invisible.
Nah, but so the definition of reasonable suspicion versus probable cause.
Right.
So reasonable suspicion is what?
Oh shit.
Let me take this one.
Yo, wait a minute. So
because there's a difference between reasonable suspicion and probable cause.
So correct. So let me do this, and I'm going to kind of I'm not gonna be verbatim for what you just read.
For sure.
So paraphrasing, reasonable suspicion more so is there is potential of something that occurred here, and now I'm more so just inquiring to figure out if there is probable cause to move forward. You know
right.
So I have reasonable suspicion to believe that you stole this man's wallet, and I'll give you a perfect example of reasonable suspicion once you go through this, that you stole this man's wallet. And the reason why I'm saying stole this man's wallet is because I had a situation with a female stealing a man's wallet. I have reasonable suspicion to believe that you stole his wallet, but I don't have probable cause to arrest you for stealing that wallet. You know what I'm saying? So reasonable suspicion is more so just there's something there that doesn't it's not making sense.
So reasonable suspicion isn't you fit the identity of somebody who we.
Well, no, of course I have reasonable suspicion to believe that you might have.
So what's the reasonable cause? What's the cause?
Based off the description that was given to me, I have reasonable suspicion to approach you to believe that there was a crime that was committed. Obviously, that we got that confirmed. But based off what you're wearing in the description that they gave me, I have reasonable suspicion to believe that it could potentially be you.
Okay, so if you say you have reasonable suspicion and you come to me and through that you now say you have reasonable cause. Okay,
probable
cause, and I'm asking you. Okay, well, what's the probable cause? Do you have to tell me?
That's the probable cause.
So
you fit the description.
No, that's not probable.
That's not probable cause. Then that's BS.
Probable cause means I have enough elements to say a crime occurred, and I have enough elements to believe the crime that occurred was committed by you.
Because you fit the description.
No, the description means nothing.
That doesn't even make sense.
No, yes it does. The reasonable suspicion is the fact that there was a description given, and now I have to confirm that you're not that person. I didn't handcuff you.
So the definition of reasonable suspicion. Reasonable suspicion has been defined by the United States Supreme Court as a sort of common sense conclusion about the human behavior upon which practical people are entitled to rely.
Right.
Further, it has been defined reasonable suspicion as requiring only something more than an unarticulated hunch. It requires facts or circumstances that give rise to more than a bare imagery or purely conjectural suspicion.
Your description.
Right. So, but
that's not probable cause.
Right. Exactly my point. So if you have reasonable suspicion versus probable cause, so your reasonable suspicion, would that be I fit the description?
Yes.
Okay, so in that situation, in that circumstance of reasonable suspicion, and you come to me and you're like, yo, you fit the description. And I ask you, okay, what's the description of that person? What crime was committed? What crime do you think because I have the right to ask you,
absolutely,
what crime have I committed,
right,
to make you feel that you have reasonable suspicion? And I ask you and you say, buddy was da-da-da-da. Okay, I'm like, well, what other crimes happened, right? You're like, it was that. I'm like, I just came out the house right now.
Okay.
And I tell you, just like you tell me how it is, I tell you how it is. Where it's like, that's not me. I literally just left the corner store right now.
Okay.
Here's my receipt.
Okay.
Right?
Do me a favor. Heard you. And I completely understand. All I need you to do for me, just hold on for a second. Allow me to allow me to verify. I didn't touch them.
That's what they do.
No, you definitely
multiple times. They can't help it.
I'm sorry. Who's they?
Your people.
That ain't my people.
Your kind.
That ain't my kind. I need you to give me a second. You know what I'm saying? I understand you're adamant that this is not you. Do me a favor. Allow me to just do my job and verify that this isn't you. Hold on.
Right.
Hold on. You're not in handcuffs. I'm not being aggressive with you. I've been transparent and told you why I'm telling you why I'm detaining you right now. I need you to allow me to get through this process. So once this process is complete, I assure you, if you are not that person, I am telling you, yo, listen, my sincere apologies. I'm sorry that I had to detain you. You are free to go. But I needed to ensure that you weren't the person that committed that crime.
But here's the thing, Mr. Officer.
Don't call me that.
Well, here's the thing. Is I'm tired of this.
Yeah.
I'm really tired of this because it's like the third time this happened this week.
Okay.
I fit the description for some reason multiple times, and I'm tired of giving you guys my time, my energy,
and my ID,
and feeling like I'm being always point picked out to be this person that I'm not.
Right.
And so you know what? Respectfully, I have rights myself.
Absolutely.
Right. The Fourth Amendment.
They're gonna take your ass to jail for that.
But this is what I'm saying is and rightfully
jail for what? For expressing himself?
No. After he says all that shit, now he's talking about prior to the ID thing, because that's when if y'all remember, that's when the question first got.
Right.
If you don't give what he's saying initially, what he was saying before y'all veered off. If he tells you fit a description, and he wants your ID, you are now infringing on an active investigation.
Correct.
They're going to take you to jail for that. That's what I'm telling you.
And now you got to realize you're
sick of it. That can't be right. That can't be right. That can't be right. That got to go against the amendment, bro.
I'm sure it does, but they still take you to jail for it.
No, Frankie, listen. I just informed you that a crime was committed,
and I just informed you that you're wrong.
I understand. Everything in the line of work with law enforcement is verification. You're telling me I'm wrong. Obviously, you would want me to believe that. Bottom line is, I have to verify that I'm wrong.
Because everybody would just do that.
Everyone was,
you're wrong.
You're wrong. And then guess what? Okay, I'm wrong. Bye. It doesn't work like that. I have to verify that I'm wrong. Gotta realize, bro, no one's saying that.
But what Frankie's saying is it first started off the cop making up a lie that he
which is bullshit. I got you on that.
So if there was there's no way you can tell. But what I'm saying is, I agree with Frankie, and then we got to wrap up soon. But I agree with Frankie that it is a vicious cycle of, man, I'm sick of always letting them search my car, and your mom or any like normal thing in person tell you, fam, just you ain't got shit to worry about. But so what? I don't want to be out here like doing this on this curb, laying out like I'm some kind of criminal and having stupid ass people drive by and look like this. And I haven't done anything because I drive a nice car or because I look like this other motherfucker that did some weird shit. And that's what he's saying. And it's and the reason I'm telling you is, bro, you might be completely right. I'm sure it violates some sort of amendment or some statute, but they do this shit all the time. All the time. It happened to that designer from Louis Vuitton. I forget his name.
Yeah, I seen that.
You see that?
Yeah.
And that was one of the most terrifying videos I've ever. He was walking across the fucking street, and it fucks up a cop when you know your rights. He was like, "Why are y'all doing this?" And he ain't no street nigga. He just felt like, do y'all even know who I am? Like, there's people in my life that respect me, that I employ, that hold on to my words, that believe in me, and now you guys have lowered me to this.
Right.
Like,
and what I'm saying,
that's what he's saying.
And again, I 100% agree. Like, with everything that you guys are saying, I second what you guys are saying. If you are giving me a scenario to where something actually indeed happened and they're saying you fit a description and they're just trying to verify that it's not you, bro, I'm sorry, that's 100% okay. What's not okay?
I can give you my name. I don't gotta give you my ID.
Now you lying, that ain't you.
But how do I verify that it's you? You can tell me anything.
Because I just told you my name is Frankie Fabre. Go look it up.
You know
nigga.
You know what your thing is, Frankie? Your thing is you just want the person to take your word for it, and you're saying I'm a noble individual. Why would I lie to you, bro?
And you're supposed to be a noble cop, but there's so many bad cops. Why would I believe you?
But again, bro, there's policies and procedures now that obviously cops have to adhere to. They just can't take your word for it, Frankie. They have to verify that you indeed didn't commit this crime. Well, I understand the frustration, but you got to realize it is what it is. That's kind of like a necessary evil on that one. I have to verify this.
Okay,
I can't take your word for it.
All right, peep this out. Check this out. Okay, cool. I comply.
Okay.
And I want to talk about this. I know we're going around time, but I got to talk about this because this has happened to me multiple times. Ever since I was a little shorty, bro. I just remember cops just lurking, yo, why you following us?
It happened to all of us.
Yeah, but I'm saying and it's frustrating because it's happening every single day.
To us.
Fortunate enough, I wouldn't say never, but who knows? But I've never been in a situation as a grown man that's in my space where I'm good. You know, all right, cool, I comply. I give you my identification.
Okay.
And you want to take it a little bit further. right? Now you want to ask some questions. Now you got anything on you?
You got to answer none
You know
of
what I'm
that.
saying? Like illegally frisking, stuff like that. Like that's happened. You feel me? And at that point, you know how hopeless it is, even if you know your rights, where it's like, listen, first of all, I do not consent to any searches. You know what I'm saying? You do not have a right. Matter of fact, and I don't want to answer any more of your questions.
Well,
Am I free to go?
Body cams have minimized a lot of those, a lot of those
Right.
unnecessary kind of interactions. And I know the penalty for not having that body cam on. Cell phones and body cams basically saved our lives,
Right.
In a lot of ways. So I get what you're saying, but those situations are going to be few and far between, because once you give them that ID, you can shut up.
Right. How many times cops turn off their body cams?
I mean, I don't think it happens often, but
Well, I'm gonna tell you, and this is just all personal experience. They're actually, if your body camera is not turned on once you start interacting with the public, first and foremost, you got to get a timestamp on that. Hey,
I was gonna say it's probably timestamp.
Just be advised. Activated body camera late. Just wanted to get that timestamp. Dispatch is gonna give you a timestamp on it. Your sergeant will be like, all right, cool. Just document it in your report that activated body camera late. They are being transparent when it comes to those body cameras and watching your interaction with the public. So I will say that.
So they're being transparent that those cameras are turned off, but guess what? Those
Turned
cameras
on.
are turned. But when they turn them off, what happens?
I mean, you can lose your job over that.
You cannot listen in the middle of you and I having some type of discussion pertaining to a potential crime, or you telling me something that happened and I turn that shit off midway. Nah, bro, that's not happening. That shit's not happening. You're getting in trouble for shit like that now. And again, you're not getting in trouble in regards to losing your job, but you are getting in trouble to where I don't know what the fuck the penalty is gonna be, but you're not. I mean,
Right.
you're getting in trouble.
It clearly ain't nothing too strong since you don't know about it.
Well, that was. Let's leave it at that. We talked about bad cops and good cops, and I think we all came to the conclusion that there just is no such thing as a good cop.
That was not the conclusion. Wait, no, we are not gonna end on. We're not gonna end like that. This motherfucker's out of his mind. We are not doing that.
I'm just playing.
Nah,
You have good and bad in everything, and unfortunately, the bad sometimes outweighs the good, and we need to change that narrative. I want the good to outweigh the bad, but we need to make sure that we're all being transparent with one another, and that's just the bottom line of this.
Truth.
And we're gonna move forward. Always say it. Follow us on all media platforms.
Subscribe.
Do the subscribe, notification, everything.
And also, learn your rights.
Learn your
civilians.
statutes.
100%.
Learn your rights as citizens, and don't allow cops, especially when you know your rights, to act like you don't know your rights.
Especially if they light skin.
Jesus.
I'm late.
Oh, my bad. Well, that was Uncuffing the Truth. We'll see you guys next time.
All right, you guys take care. Peace.